Happy Friday! Yeah, we eating W's today. Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness! After so long, we finally have a quarterback, and oh my god, I don't know what to say. We got our guy. Look, first off, I'm Nate, joined by my guy Brian Gemini as always. This is a emergency show, so it's not a full episode for y'all, but just a short one to cover our breaking news. Our biggest free agent signing in quite some time. Let's be honest. I don't mean to overreact, but
the Burns trade last year.
Yeah, I would
it's
say
probably bigger because it's a quarterback, but yeah,
it's way bigger. It's a quarterback, baby. Oh my goodness. I'm so ecstatic. I know you are as well.
Oh yeah.
And for those of you who don't know or are listening to this later on in the day or whenever you maybe listen to this, the Giants finally have a quarterback, Jameis Winston, the former Tampa Bay Buccaneer, former first overall pick in 2015, played for the Browns, all the things. He is your new Giants QB1 for the time being. No guarantee quite yet. But let's get right into it. Giants signed him just now as we are recording this, maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. I was working when the signing came out. So I texted you, Brian. I was like, hey, dude, because I forgot that March Madness is going on. Yeah, I was real quick about March Madness. I was watching the UNC game. That was a heartbreaker. They fought back. If
UNC doesn't play a horrific first half, they win that game.
They win that game, yeah. RJ Davis he did not look like himself at all.
No.
He got 14, 15 points.
Mm-hmm.
Did not look like himself. So shout out to who did they just play? Ole Miss for that win. Shout out to UNC almost coming back, but unfortunately, things did not go the way they wanted to be. So shout out to Ole Miss. They move on. But more importantly, our boys, 2 years, up to $16 million the deal can go up to with incentives there for Mr. Winston. Look, we've heard so much about us possibly waiting for Aaron Rodgers and all things like that. But Rodgers was visiting the Steelers today.
I'd be shocked if he doesn't go to the Steelers now.
He was in the building for quite some time today. I think the last update I saw was about 6 hours he was there, which may or may not mean anything, right? The Giants recently had Wilson for about 9 hours at the building. Contract came out. It's funny with Winston. It's because we didn't hear much about it. We know who was visiting the Giants on Tuesday, right?
There was always interest in Wilson, but in Winston, but it never felt like it got to that next stage like it did with Rodgers and Wilson.
Yeah,
it always felt like a backup plan if they didn't get one or two.
Yeah, we just didn't hear anything. No, I think we didn't hear anything about it on Tuesday. We had a show yesterday. We did not hear anything at all about this, and then all of a sudden, Joe Shane just pulls the trigger and signs.
This morning that they were hoping either Wilson or Joe Flacco sign with them. So Winston wasn't even on the radar.
He was not at all. Honestly, this Giants team is just full of surprises. What's up, Stanley Smooth, my guy?
What's up, man?
My guy. Hope you like our move to get. I know the Seahawks have their own thing going on, but hopefully you're happy for us. Because Seattle has had a quarterback for quite some time with Geno, and now you have
Sam Darnold. Just obsessed with those Jets quarterbacks.
I don't know about that, Daniel. I ain't gonna lie, man.
I think he's a fun option, but he's not.
He's a fun option. Winston is both fun. Oh my God! I'm so excited.
You can open up the playbook now. Like Brian Daboll is salivating right now over what he can do with Jameis Winston because he can now throw the ball downfield.
Yes,
and who else is really happy this evening? Malik Neighbors.
Oh, he's so happy.
Because now he can actually just get downfield. I'll find you, bro.
Yeah, Darius Slayton too.
Yeah.
He's always been a deep threat.
Jalen Hyatt. They can actually use Hyatt now.
Oh my goodness. Yes, that is true. I know Hyatt's going to be happy. I know, his role is a bit undefined as of right now. He could be a trade candidate. Who knows what might happen in the next.
He could be a cut candidate, for being honest.
Yeah. Who we don't even know. But honestly, if he stays on the team, I think you have 4 receivers that can go downfield, be a deep threat, and Winston will get the ball to them. Honestly, this is the best quarterback signing the Giants could have done at the quarterback position. And I said before, yes, I remember I told you guys and I told you, Brian, that I could talk myself into getting Rodgers. I couldn't talk myself getting Stafford. Winston, we were both on. I think we were both on board with that from the start.
Mm-hmm.
So I honestly love it. So
Rodgers, I was on board with Rodgers until this past week. Until he started doing Aaron Rodgers stuff. I'm like, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
Being honest,
all this drama.
Probably, you know what, we had destroyed John Morrow a lot in this show. Mm-hmm. John Morrow probably went to Joe Shane and goes, I'm not dealing with what Aaron Rodgers is doing, so we better find another option.
Yeah. Apparently, according to reports, us signing Winston, so by the way, to be exact, it's a 2-year, $8 million deal with up to 16 with incentives, so my mistake at the beginning there. This does not prevent the Giants from chasing Rodgers or a different quarterback. So that is a bit concerning for me.
I think different quarterback is the word you have to look at there. I think this is the Giants trying to keep some level of a smokescreen up. Like, hey, just because you're Jameis Winston doesn't mean we're not going to draft a quarterback in the first round or maybe go this route for a quarterback. So I think hey, we're kind of saying like that, hey, we don't know what we're going to do at 3 still. Because, if we sign him, oh, my God, the New York media is going to love him. At WFAN, it's going to be must-listen radio, whether the Giants win or lose, because just to hear the Jameis Winston sound bites. I mean, they've already posted the Winston speech from Thursday Night Football. I retweeted it out.
I saw it too.
Twitter.
I just saw it too.
I love it. It's my favorite speech of all time. Now he's our guy. Oh, I can't. Oh, the Lord's blessed me to play in the air conditioning in the swamps of Jersey.
How do you feel playing the Eagles tonight? God, he blessed me with the ability.
Did he say anything? No.
Oh man, his press conference when he signed we gotta watch it.
He must watch.
I do hope that it's.
Can we live stream that? Can we have our reaction to that?
I think so. I think depending on when it is. So today's Friday, right? So it could be.
They won't do anything. They won't do anything this weekend because it's the weekend. Everyone's gone and stuff. The earliest will be is Monday, probably Tuesday.
I hope if it's Tuesday, it works out so perfectly. We can work our schedule around it. Oh my God. We can laugh. Oh my! I'll be laughing at the whole press conference. I'm sorry. I'm just so freaking giddy right now. I ain't gonna lie.
How many times did you turn on the Giants this year and just dread watching them?
Yeah, so many times throughout the whole
season. Gone now. That's gone because we have a competent quarterback that, sure, he's not going to lead us to the playoffs or has the pedigree of a Rodgers or a Wilson. But what he is, he's fun. He's going to throw the ball downfield. He's going to throw for 5,000 yards. He's going to throw 300 yards a game. He probably is going to throw some interceptions in there. That's going to make you, cry. But he's also going to throw 3 touchdown passes on top of it.
Yes, sir.
So it's just you take the good with the bad, and hopefully, guys like Tracy take the next step, and it's just a better offense.
And what I love about it is like you mentioned earlier, he will get the ball to his guys, and that's something that we struggle to see from guys like Daniel Jones, from guys like Tommy DeVito. And you mentioned before, DeVito is fun, but Winston is he's like DeVito, but he's so much better.
But he's fun on the field too. Tommy DeVito's only fun because of his off the field stuff. Winston on and off the field is fun.
Yeah. I'm just so excited. I just can't wait to see him play.
I know. I just can't wait to see him play. It doesn't feel real that this guy's a Giants quarterback. Because I remember him being drafted by Tampa Bay 1-1. It just doesn't feel real that that's our quarterback now.
We have a first overall pick as our quarterback. Even though it's from 10 years ago, but that's okay.
Longer than 10 years ago, 12 years. Yeah. Oh my God. Jameis Winston's been in the league for 12 years.
12 years.
That's crazy to think about. Wow.
I know. It's quite time be flying, honestly.
It really does.
We finally got ourselves a veteran quarterback. And yes, we are both still on the bandwagon, I'm sure, of getting a quarterback in the draft at number 3 overall. I think it doesn't change anything. You get a quarterback at 3rd overall. You have Winston. You set yourself up. You set yourself up better for the present and also the future.
Yes.
If you do get a quarterback at 3, and I hope the Giants do continue to do so.
What a perfect guy to mentor a young quarterback than Jameis Winston. A guy who has was a top pick, so he knows the pressure coming into it. Kind of say, this is going to be a guy that saves the Buccaneers. If we draft the quarterback at 3, or if we draft the quarterback in the 2nd round, it's going to be, this is a guy that's going to save the Giants franchise. Winston knows how to deal with that, so he can kind of show him along, get him through the rough stretches. Also helping them through the positive stretches. He's a really good mentor for a young quarterback where like Aaron Rodgers wouldn't be that guy. And I guess Wilson would be, but it wouldn't be the play on the field like we're going to get from Winston.
Yes.
You know, like Wilson's not going to throw the ball down the field. He's more of a run first quarterback, hand the ball off type guy now in his age.
Yeah. And the contract is just so cheap. Like it's not that much. Like there's an article I read the other day where it's like, oh, the Giants have like 30 million in cap space, but that's gonna be mostly gone once we sign a quarterback. Not Winston.
Not anymore. No,
not anymore.
No, granted, there's not a lot of great free agents left, but we could go out and make a trade now. We can do something like that. We don't know who these veterans are. There's still veterans that could get cut that we might make a splash with. So we had the pieces to make it interesting now, and Winston is cheap at quarterback.
Yeah, still many options, whether it's in the offensive line. There's guys out there that would maybe like a Brandon Sheriff or someone like that. Like just honestly, go for O-line at this point. Build more O-line depth. The guys that we've signed so far.
Build those trenches.
Yes, protect Winston. Let him have time to throw the football. And Winston, I think he can scramble a little bit, right? He has some legs to him, if I'm not mistaken.
I think his scrambling is more of if a play collapses, he can get out of it. But I don't think we're going to be. I don't think design QB runs are coming anytime soon for Jameis Winston.
So I'm looking at the article released by SNY just now. Yep. So as we all know, Giants try to get Flacco. They brought in Flacco for a visit. They brought in Russ. Had much interest in Rodgers as well, but Winston is the bridge quarterback now for New York. So Winston, 31 years old, had a up and down season with Cleveland. Went 2-5 as a starter last year, but threw for over 2,100 yards, 13 touchdowns, but also had 12 interceptions. So as we mentioned earlier, a bunch of ups and a bunch of downs.
Look at the Denver game. The game he had against Denver is the perfect encapsulation of what Jameis Winston is as a quarterback.
Yeah. Like he can be reckless at times. He can be reckless, but this guy will make your offense
serviceable.
Serviceable. There you go. That's the correct word.
It's not going to be a top 10 offense, top 5 offense, but is it going to be a bottom 5 offense? Absolutely not. We're going to be probably sitting somewhere between 14 and 19. Probably we'll be sitting.
Yeah.
And you pair that with top, top like 15 to 10 defense that I think we're going to have, we could be fighting for a wild card spot.
Yeah, could be. That's the best case scenario, is fighting for a wild card spot. Because this offense has the potential to like score more than 19 points a game. Like we've been averaging.
And the defense on paper looks good. Like we led the league in sacks last year, or we're very high on the list. So we have a good defensive line. The secondary is completely revamped with a bunch of young, promising pieces. And we have Okereke and McFadden at linebacker who we trust.
Yeah.
All we need was the offense.
All we need is the offense. We just need someone to help put up points, and that's what Winston can do. And Dan Schneider made a great point on Twitter with his most recent tweet about how this helps, the wide receiver room and then their production, of course. For every Giants receiver, whether it's Neighbors, Slayton, Robinson, Hyatt, whoever the case may be, these guys will be getting the football, and they will be able to make plays. Look, and honestly, regardless of a win-loss record, it's going to be so much better than last year with Winston now, because Winston's going to come in, most likely start, lead us to maybe, I could see 6-7 wins, and maybe we'll get 2 more added on to get lucky, and we'll maybe finish 9. The best case scenario is finishing 9-8. I can see the schedule is tough. Let's
100% agree. 9-8's the best.
Yeah, that's the best we could. And that probably buys Shane and Dable another year, honestly, because that's improvement. And shout out to Joe.
Major improvement. We had 3 wins this year.
Heck yeah,
that's 6 wins if that happens.
That triples the amount. And honestly, shout out to Joe. There was so much, criticism towards him, all so far ever since that Hard Knocks episode.
Yeah.
But man, this move really
this whole offseason, because he was fighting for his job and could have easily overspent, been reckless. He's not done that. He's been smart and calculative with his moves that have short-term and long-term upside. Now, yes, the Jameis Winston signing is a short-term deal, but the secondary signings are long-term. The O-line, long-term.
Yes.
Darius Slayton as a wide receiver 2 who could slide out to wide receiver 4. That's a long-term move.
Yes. It's like you mentioned before, he's prioritized youth with his free agent signings outside of Winston. Winston's not that old. He's 31 years old, so he still has plenty of football left. But he's prioritized age, youth, and the contracts. He hasn't really overpaid as much.
No.
Throughout his career as a GM for the Giants. Look at Brian Burns' contract, for example. His AAV is, in simple terms, we got Burns for a bargain, considering guys like recently Daniel Hunter got paid, and another thing, Myles Garrett
give it 4 months because they're restructuring that contract.
Oh yeah, and that's going to create even more cap space for us, and that's going to be phenomenal. But overall, Winston, heck of a signing by the Giants. We finally have our guy. That doesn't change anything about the Giants' draft plans. More than likely, we're obviously going to go get a quarterback, but
we'll see. Is more of a question now.
Who else we will get? But Neighbors is going to get targeted a lot for sure. He's smart enough to know that Neighbors is going to be the guy to get the football to. And this offense is just kind of it's going to be
explosive.
15.
And with Brian Daboll now has a chance to reclaim that offensive guru label he had when he first came here.
Yes, that is correct. Because there's a tweet, actually, Dan Schneider also mentioned how, if Daboll is the offensive mastermind that we know him to be and that we hired him for, he can mold Winston into being the quarterback that he can work with. We saw that with Sean Payton when he brought in Winston in New Orleans, right? He shifted more towards passing concepts that worked for Winston and shied away from those that didn't work with Winston. And you think about it, it's like, okay, that's common sense, but it's not that easy. Let's be honest, in the NFL. And if Daboll can repeat what Payton did with him in New Orleans, like
sky's the limit.
Yeah, the sky is the limit. Because we just need something. We've suffered for so many years. Ever since we started this podcast, it's been loss after loss for loss. No consistent quarterback play, no excitement, I haven't bought any Giants merch in years.
I have.
Oh yeah, you. But this move has definitely brought more excitement to this team. And hey, look, if we still finish with 5 or 6 wins, I'm pretty sure at least we tried.
There'll be 1 to 2 possession losses. It's not going to be blowouts like they had.
We're not going to get blown out, no sir. Because this offense with Winston under center it's going to be too good for it to go down the drain with the 3-4 win season. And look, and to add on real quick, I'm not going to say Winston's going to start all 17 games because this is more than likely just a bridge move. If Shedeur Sanders, if he's at 3 and we get him and he's ready to go midway towards the end of the season, fantastic. But at least Winston helps us get on the right foot to start the year, and we'll see what happens from there. But
yeah.
But other than that, I think this finally we got a guy, man. I'm ecstatic. But anything else on your end, my guy, before we wrap things up here?
The only thing I'm going to say is if we do draft the young quarterback, it's a lot easier to start him over Jameis Winston because like we all love Jameis Winston, but he doesn't have the resume of a Rodgers or Russell Wilson, which would make it a lot harder to take him. Like, it's a lot hard to replace Aaron Rodgers than it is to replace Jameis Winston. So it's just less pressure on a potential young quarterback.
Mm-hmm. I think we talked about it on a recent episode or a few episodes before, but it's like if we were to sign a Russ or a Rodgers, they would start the whole year.
Yeah.
Because of who they are. Winston, it kind of gives that flexibility. Or if you even sign Joe Flacco, it gives you the flexibility to be like, hey, okay, we'll start you for the season, play you for a few games, but once he feels like he's ready to go, we're going to put him in there. I'm sorry, but you're going to be the backup. And, Winston is, falls under that category, of course. So, you're 100% right, dude. I just want to see who else we get. More particularly in April, of course, as we said at number 3 overall. But hopefully Shedeur is there. And I think finally, for the first time, once I'm going to just put it out there. Once we get Shedeur Sanders, I do feel like our quarterback room is set for the future. And we don't have to worry about the position for like the next 12, 15 years. Once we get Shedeur. I hope.
Let's hope.
But overall, that'll do it for this one. Thank you guys for listening and joining us for this emergency episode. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys regularly back on Tuesday, unless plans change with the whole Winston press conference, because I do want to watch that live with you, Brian, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Because it'll be fun to watch for sure. As my lights went back on. Fantastic.
Oh, good.
Yeah, overall, y'all know where to find us. You can follow Brian at BrianPG1016. You can follow me at Nathan_124. And you can follow our podcast page at Third and Pod on TikTok, X/Twitter, and YouTube and Instagram. Just posted a reel actually in regards to Carson Beck and his it took a turn. We went from talking about Georgia players getting arrested to Carson Beck breaking up with his girlfriend to Abella Danger to Temptation Island with Montoya. It was a whole mess. Go check it out if you like. It's on TikTok and YouTube, or TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, both the things. But for Brian, I'm Nate. Thank you guys so much. We have a quarterback. We're about to get some dubs against upcoming season. I'm telling you, y'all. I'm telling you. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, talk to y'all soon.